Welcome back to another episode of the GameDay Squad Rugby League show, where I'm joined by Josh, a loser for another week. How bad does it feel? Good intro, eh?
That's a bit rough. That's a bit rough.
We gotta tell him why I'm laughing so much.
Listen.
Josh just texted me. He was first. He took a screenshot. His team name, squad name, bring back Trent.
I was winning.
Trent Barrett? Trent Hodkinson?
Doesn't matter.
What Trent? I don't know what Trent it is, because one of them's back already. He was first with one match left. First by 70 points. And where did you finish, Josh?
70th.
So you dropped a big 69 brains down, mate.
Yeah, it was a rough four. Four from Grace. Honestly, never thought it would happen. I thought, okay, a few good players. May, Walker.
Drink water.
I'm like, okay, not bad. But what a chance everyone has all those cards.
Everyone had them. They both turned up, May and Drink water.
70 different players did.
I know.
And yeah, and you did too.
I did as well. I finished 61st. So now, Josh, I go up 8-5.
Is the maths right? Yeah, I think it's
8-5. 8 plus 5 is 13. We're going into round 14, aren't we? Yep.
Was it 7-6?
No, 7-5.
Yeah, fair enough,
Was it?
Fair enough.
It's A6, isn't it?
It's A6.
It's A6.
We'll confirm in bunker.
We'll confirm. Our maths is a bit off because we're so keen for New South Wales versus Queensland, which... Should we jump into that before our strike spare misses? Maybe lighten up the mood.
Maybe.
Because, Josh, that 4 from 1 to 70 after one match, I got to stop laughing about it. But
that's tough.
We just... All right, Josh, as I was saying, before we jump into strike spare misses, let's go into Queensland versus New South Wales. Or should I say New South Wales versus Queensland? It's our home. I feel like we're going to get the win. I hope we do. But special game mode the GameDay Squad have put on, where you get to pick your Blues versus Maroons squad, I guess. And for a combined squad, who have we gone with?
Well, let's mention it. It's not easy. You're going to pretty much...
It's difficult, man.
If you don't have the players, you're going to hit the market. And I'm telling you now, I've come and filled 5 spots.
I've got 5 spots to fill.
Oh, at least
you
have that.
I'm doing all right. So...
well, do you want to tell them our team?
Yeah, we'll tell them our squad. Obviously, massive Queensland versus New South Wales. I'm actually hoping to get we're giving away a Teddy card.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to pull a Tedesco card. I've heard that there's going to be a couple out there. A Tedesco Origin card. It's a bounce back game for him. Let's go. Fullback. I'll go through the back line up until 7. Teddy. On the wing, we've gone with Coates and To'o. Val and Hammer in centres. Luai and Cherry Evans 6 and 7.
At 8, we got Payne Haas, Hooker, Robson, Cotter at 10, Nenai 11, Angus 12, and Carrigan 13.
Then our bench, we've gone with McInnes, Yo, Walsh, and 17, Jake Trebojevic. Now, Josh, there's someone important there at 18th man.
Matt Burden.
Will he end up playing? We're
know.
not sure.
Maybe.
I think Madge is crazy for not having utility on the bench. Seriously.
I think he sneaks in.
Hopefully he does sneak in, because I'd love to put him in our starting 17. But honestly, that's our squad. And for me, it's pretty even, but I'm just annoyed with how many 1 to 7, how many Queenslanders we got. We've got Coates, Val, Hammer, and Cherry. 4 out of the 7.
Yeah.
Which, I'd want 5 out of 7 Blues there. But the tough thing is, I feel like, obviously got Brian To'o, he'll break a lot of tackles. He's a meter eater. You're going to need him there. Will Coates, Hammer, and Val do the same for Queensland? Because I feel like that's where you get the points.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Because I hope not.
But I feel like this is a team you need to win. The stand-up already.
Yeah.
Damn, cut that part. Damn.
That's all right. Well, hopefully it goes well. I mean, that's our squad. We hope it goes well. We hope you guys go well, but not too well, because we actually want to have a good crack at this. But speaking of having a good crack, strike spare misses, my strike, the one and only Terrell May, T-Dog. I love that bloke. Honestly, we interviewed him after his first ever match for the Chooks.
2 years ago now.
Yeah, and just such a nice, humble, down-to-earth guy. And he's actually been supporting our content too, which is awesome. So if you guys haven't supported that already, check us out at SportsShedTV. But Josh, how does it feel? My Roosters, my guy Terrell May, tons up. Plays 75 minutes in the front row. He's my strike. And Drinkwater also my strike. Both of them 100. Same day.
Yeah, saved you.
Same day. That's game day, man. We should make a new slogan out here. They saved me big time, and I end up jumping you by 9 spots.
It's tough. It's tough. Well, let's talk. There's nothing about your team, your squad. For me, Tarpany. 1 line break, 50 tackles, 1 missed, 4 tackle breaks, 3 offloads, 210 meters gained.
210 for Tarpany. What happened to that?
Unreal.
They ended up winning in extra time, but it
Just
didn't go that
base
far.
stats.
So it's base. It's
Just
all base.
Base stats, no tries. No tries, sis.
What did it score you?
Scored me 90. Unreal. Unheard of.
It is unheard of. Unless your name's Terrell May, then you hear about it.
But no try. No try.
Yeah, no try. Fair enough.
So, big strike for me.
That is a big strike for you. What about, who would you say your spare was? Because
This was tough. For me,
for me, I had a lot of misses.
Sebastian. He scored me 39. It was a late pick, a few injuries. Forced to play him with the short week, a few games.
Yeah,
But
so many buys.
Yeah, I think I had more misses than spares like you. So
Yeah.
he did all right, but not good enough.
Not good enough. And speaking of not good enough, I'm disappointed to pull this up, actually.
Tell me what it is.
I stacked up on Knights players. That was my mentality. And I spoke about it in the Stats Don't Lie segment last week. And I said, the Bulldogs, they're conceding X amount of points. We've got to hype up this Knights team. And then I picked players from their team in my squad. And what happened, Josh? You can talk about this. This is a glorious moment for you.
The Dogs of War came out and demolished the Knights.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Which leads me to my spare.
Who is it?
Jacob Saifidi. 34 points, copped a sin bin. So missed 10 minutes, lost the points there. Last seconds of the game. And I was like, in my opinion, he was going to get 45, just under 50 points. That's what I had in my mind. And then
What's the end up scoring?
Money, the pest, 34.
Ooh, that's harsh.
So it's a harsh miss because, look, we don't want to talk about it. I'm sick of my players getting sin bin. This is probably the third consecutive week where I've had someone get sin bin.
That's true.
So that, yeah, he's got to be, the reason why he's my spare, by the way, he's not my miss.
Yep.
Because 34 points with a sin bin still is, it's not the worst thing in buy round footy. So, yeah, it's definitely a spare. My miss is disappointing, but we'll let you have your spare first.
My miss.
No, your spare.
My spare was Seb.
Oh yeah, Sebastian Cruz. Sorry, you had a couple of too many misses. Surely,
it's a river. Penrith, not good at all. Terrible. And 17 points just dropped me down the leaderboard. So I reckon that's cost me against you this week.
wait. River scored 17 points against the Dragons.
Okay, mention that Schneider also scored 17 points.
So I had a player get sin binned and didn't even have that good of a game, and he scored equal to the amount of points as your two Penrith players up against the Dragons.
Yes.
Gee whiz.
Is that worse? Probably. That's probably worse.
That's pretty bad.
Who was your miss?
My miss, well, 28 points, Armstrong. And once again, loaded up on the Knights players. Thought they were going to do exceptionally well. How disappointing was Armstrong?
Very. Dropped a few balls.
Everyone's been hyping him up. He dropped a couple balls and he just looked so lost out there. And it was a home game too. So definitely my miss. I mean, overall, I'm happy. Like the sad thing is my Roosters lost, but I won on that last game day. I won. Josh was first and I was like, I'm so happy for him.
Why didn't you celebrate? All day he didn't celebrate until 4 o'clock.
To be honest, I genuinely, I didn't even realize what had happened. Like, I knew May played big minutes. I knew Drinkwater had a big one in him. I knew it was all good, but Josh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's so funny. It's so funny how confident you were, and I actually feel bad because karma's going to bite me in the backside, and I'm gonna cop it in a couple of weeks. I can sense it, mate. But that strike spare miss is done and dusted. But strike, seriously, we've been waiting for Drinkwater to have that game, and he had it.
He did.
He had it, and it was worst time because it was up against my boys. But it is what it is. We want to know in the comment section send us DM. Let us know on the Discord who your best strike was, because we always talk about our best strike, but who was your best strike? We would love to know that. But Josh, shall we move on to the next part of the show?
Yes, if you like to.
I would like to. I would like to talk about how my squad has taken the lead, but I think it's best to move on.
All right,
Where do you want to go to from here?
let's go on the radar.
For sure.
Who you got?
Me,
No one? You got no one?
Josh, let me tell you something about on the radar. I had a look at our previous shows, and everyone who you said has to be on the radar, I feel like you've kept them on your radar so long that you never put them in your transfer market segment, and you never brought them in. So maybe that's the reason why you are not going
It's true.
that extra mile. But honestly, on the radar for me, I got to tell you, Mitch Moses. Because when he plays for the Eels, they just go another level.
Yeah, fair.
And honestly, the whole Parramatta side were just like, oh shit, our main guy's back. Like, let's go for this.
Yep.
And they put on what, 34? Was it 34 points against Sharks?
Yep.
And they beat first on the ladder Sharks? Just because Moses was back? What did he do? Set up 2 tries, a couple line breaks. Like, you've got to keep your eyes on Moses. I've got him. But he's on the radar in terms of playing in your squad.
Yep.
So definitely on the radar for me. I wouldn't say it's hard to say if he's transfer market option or not yet, because it's only been 1 week.
He's my my voice is gone. Norm.
Just lost his voice. That's what happens when you celebrate too early
voice
and
is
then
gone.
you lose.
Well, it's funny you say that because he's on my transfer market.
Really?
But I'm
A
not
Dogs
gonna,
fan.
But I'm not going to buy him because he's against the Dogs. Is that funny?
Josh, you got to drop this, because if I had this mentality, I wouldn't have any Souths players. What a time to be alive.
don't
South
have any-
17
you don't
and I
have
don't
any-
have any
you
Souths
don't
players.
even
So I'm just trying to play mind games with Josh here. As you know, it's pretty competitive between the two of us. But Moses, like, let's talk about the attacking stats from a serious fantasy perspective for GameDay Squad.
Score crazy.
He scores crazy. Like, he kicks goals, right? Kicking meters are up there. Running meters, not afraid to run the ball. He's a running halfback. He's basically a 6. Line break assists, try assists, breaks the line himself. And just quietly, he's got a few tackle breaks in him too. And you know how all the listeners know how much we love tackle breaks.
Yeah.
Definitely someone on the radar for me.
Especially with a lot of halves out.
Well, I want to pair that with Gutho being on the radar too. He had a quiet game and a lot of errors. Don't have him in your transfer market. He's not in my transfer market segment or on my, in mind for that. But definitely on the radar.
Yeah.
Watch his game just go up another level. Special omen coming. King's birthday. King Gutho up against the rivals, the Bulldogs. Are we going to see a big performance like we saw from Drinkwater? 100 points from the fullback for the Cowboys.
Listen.
Are we going to see that,
It
Josh?
sounds like last week. It's not going to happen.
Are you sure?
Yeah, nah. Gutho, too average.
Too average.
Too many average points
Okay.
put up. I don't think he scored higher than 50 on game day this year. I know he's been injured, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't scored higher.
Gutho's getting roasted.
But against the Bulldogs, with their defense, the second best defensive side, right down the comp. So I don't see it. They can try their best, but
Fair enough. Well, yeah, Moses on my radar, and I'm saying keep an eye out for Gutho too, because their link up is pretty good when it's on, and they've only been back for one match now, so
fair enough.
they're both on my radar. But won't be looking to get them in. I want to see one more game. I want to see him play against the Dogs.
Yeah.
What about you? Who have you got?
On the radar, about Weeks.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Who would have thought he'd just come into the side at halfback and just play how he's playing?
Yeah.
The kicking game, running game, the speed is crazy.
His speed is wild. His partner actually plays rugby sevens for Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's crazy. She's so quick as well. Like, I guess when your partner plays sport too, do you reckon they just train all the time when they get the chance to train together?
They probably.
Like, and I'm pretty sure it comes from like a touch footy or Oztag background. And you can just tell by the way he runs and passes the ball, right? Like,
Well, right now,
he's
his average score is 56. 56.
56 for a half who was like,
Who wasn't a half.
it was like a reject from Manly at one point.
Yeah, he played fullback, sub fullback, for when Tommy was out. But
That's
with the recent
wild.
score of 70 in his recent
And
game,
he's scoring tries too. He's
Yeah.
breaking the line.
so 70 points in a kind of close game, it's not bad. And with all the halves out, like we said for Moses, he's another option.
Another option to look at. Obviously, you can't play him given that Canberra do have the
of
bye,
course, of
but
course.
definitely keep an eye out for him. But transfer market, you mentioned Moses. Now, given that you're a Dogs fan, I want to give you the opportunity to speak about Moses in greater detail. But I know you got the reasons why he's on your transfer market. It's kind of like what I mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah.
But do you think we could see him play for New South Wales during this series? And if so,
Yep.
is he still a transfer market option?
Well, you know, as we know, you just hold your cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just pick him up, see if you can play him this week. Don't recommend it, but probably pick him up before he goes up in price.
Yeah, he could definitely go up in price.
Yeah.
What about the call up for the New South Wales team? Do you see
Yeah,
it
I think he
happening?
has a good chance. I mean, obviously, it depends if we lose.
Yeah.
We lose most likely, but a win, you don't see him changing a winning side. I think it's more, does Edwards come to the side if New South Wales win?
Well,
And Teddy gets dropped. But that's not a question for you to answer, is it?
no. And that's what leads to my transfer market choice, right?
What is it?
This might come left of field. I'm going Dylan Edwards. I mentioned Dylan Edwards earlier on in the season. And you might think, oh, like, what are you talking about? Like, he didn't even play. Or do you think this quad injury is going to affect him long term?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. He'll be back straight away. Do you think if Tedesco and the Blues win game 1, Teddy stays?
Does it deserve to? Probably not.
I think he stays. I think Manly rest a fair few players after their match, and Penrith have them at home, and Penrith have now lost an embarrassing game, right?
Yeah.
Dylan Edwards is going to play. They're not going to hold back.
It's fair enough.
I think Dylan Edwards needs to now re-earn the jersey he thought he had. And I think you got to get him. You've got...
I'm pretty sure he's second highest average behind Nico Hines.
Yeah.
So
Like, you actually have to have Dylan Edwards in your squad.
Yeah.
Because we look at the backline option. So obviously there's things going on with Taylor May now. Tungor, sometimes he's hot, sometimes he's cold. And then the wingers, it's basically who's playing on the right side, whether it's Taruva or Dottle that's getting all the work. But who always outworks everyone? And who's goal kicking when Cleary's not there that we've mentioned so many times?
Yeah.
It's Edwards. So I feel like I didn't mention him on the transfer market segment weeks and weeks ago. But now where he's got to play for that jersey again, you mentioned the beauty about GameDay Squad, it being week by week competition where you can hold on to a card if you have it. Why wouldn't you pick him up?
Yeah, for sure. If you're lucky enough to pack him, but
If
you
you're
might have
lucky
to
enough.
spend a bit
Yeah.
to get him, but definitely was cheaper before the season started.
Edwards, yeah, for sure. It's unfortunate because I'm going to have to break the bank a little bit for him.
Yeah.
But is it worth it?
Probably.
In my opinion, it is. So that's what I've got on the transfer market. Anything else you wanted to touch on with Moses? Or would there be any other para players that you'd be looking to pick up now that we might see a resurgence of their side?
Maybe if I was to pick one player who looks like they come back into form, I'd say Cartwright.
Cartwright?
Yeah.
Cardi party.
He
Man.
looks like his offload game is getting back to what it was post-injury. So might be a pickup,
Yeah, like he's
but one to watch still. You have to
he's
watch
come
it.
out of nowhere. We've got to watch his minutes. That's the main thing. We always speak about the effort, the output, all these plays, but with
Well,
the Eels,
I'm sure Sean Lane's going to be out. It looks a bit injured.
Sean didn't
last
look too
game.
good, yeah.
So
Hopgood, they'll rest him in and out of playing for
So
Queensland.
maybe
So
this week might be the week.
hopefully. But that's transfer market done and dusted. Now, stats don't lie. Do you have any interesting
course.
stats that you would like to share?
Of course. It's about the doggies and Paragame.
Because I've been told I'm only allowed to give one stat
That's fine.
this week from Josh. You know, he's saying it's fine
So-
because I've been cursing the dogs, but in reverse, and it hasn't happened. So I'm not providing an authentic opinion for the audience, right? Because I've spoken crap about the dogs conceding points, and
True.
they've won both
And whenever
times.
I give you the dog stats, they win.
They win.
So here's my dog stat of the week.
Keen for it. Let's go.
The dogs have never lost a para
Mm-hmm.
when Bronson Sherry plays.
Is that because Sherry's never first para for the dogs?
Let's not get technical. It's
Okay.
never happened. So saying that, doggies win 40 plus. Because Para's never scored against us with Bronson Sherry.
40 plus?
Yeah. That's confidence right there.
Josh, there aren't too many times where I'm speechless on this show.
What happened
40
last
plus.
week? Your speech was last week as well. And we won by 32.
Look, I've got no words. because now I'm starting to think Parramatta could be the best attacking team between now and the end of the season.
Damn.
We saw the Cowboys do it. Then we saw the Roosters have a few weeks of brilliance. Everyone's like, oh, wow, where's this been?
Fair.
It could be Para.
Fair enough.
They put 34 on the Sharks. And it was Moses and Gutho's first game back.
Yeah, fair. But also missing probably two of their best defensive players besides Kennedy in Hines and McInnes. But still, they still beat
I don't
them.
know.
They still beat them.
You think 40 plus?
Yeah. They looked very weak in defense. That's what I'm going to say. And the Doggies been second in defense this year. It's hard to see the Doggies letting them score over 10 points.
You're right.
That's what I think.
Well, my stat is going to be against the Newcastle Knights because I was so for them. So now I've got to go against them after their shocking performance.
Fair enough.
They've only beaten the Melbourne Storm twice in the last 8 years.
What?
8 years, 2 wins. Now, those 2 wins have come in the last couple years, though. So that is a positive.
Yes.
But Melbourne, we know how strong they are. They're at home. Newcastle, honestly, after that game, they look dreadful. I think Storm go big. And look, it's going to be hard, right?
Yeah.
We don't know if the rep players are going to back up. But regardless, Jerome Hughes, he's definitely, like, we talk about matchups, we talk about who to have in your squad, we talk about transfer market, who to go out and get. And I mentioned Dylan Edwards, but from a pure matchup perspective and from a stats perspective, 2 wins in the last 8 years is dreadful.
Yeah.
Rep players being out, Pappenhausen injured. Jerome Hughes knows it's my team. Like, if Grant and Munster don't back up, everything falls on Hughes.
I would say Hughes was the informed player of the comp before he got injured. Probably
That's fair. Probably him and Edwards.
Inform half, let's say.
Yeah, in from half for sure. I'd put him, Edwards, and Lomax probably top 3 at the time that he got injured.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's his team.
It is.
I've got a gold card. I won't be afraid to say it or play it. So,
Fair enough.
yeah. What do you think about that stat? 2 wins in 8 years. Like that's shocking.
That's a rough one for the Knights.
I'm trying to see the last time.
We might see a 50-point game here.
I'm trying to see the last time Newcastle won in Melbourne.
Oh, that'd be hard to win there. If they've only won 2 in the last 8 years, don't see them win any at Melbourne. Let me know.
I'll let you know.
Anything?
I can't find anything,
It's not
and I've gone back
years. It's gone 10 plus.
2013. They won 18-16.
Oh my.
11 years ago, the Knights last won at Amy Park.
So 11 years now.
So that's tough.
I'm breaking that.
Yeah, not breaking that. No, definitely not breaking that. So, yeah, that's my...
Well, you got any score predictions
That's my
for
stat.
this week? Could be for Origin.
for New South Wales versus Queensland, yeah. Score prediction?
Yeah. I'll give you a play prediction. Player point prediction.
I've got something.
What do you got?
18-10, New South Wales. I think it's 12-10 for a while,
Yep.
and we crash over an unexpected player. Someone like a Hudson Young ends up scoring.
Doesn't sound too bad.
What do you reckon?
Well, I'll give you a player score prediction.
Okay.
I'm going to pick Nico Hines and say he scores over 80 points.
Over 80
Or
for New South
if
Wales.
New South Wales is going to win,
Yeah.
he has to be man of the match, in my opinion. What do you reckon?
I think either him or Ted. I think honestly spine players.
Yeah.
It's got to be either Robson, Hines, Luai, Teddy. Now Hines over 80. Will he goal kick? That's a big question.
I think I believe so. If the half can kick, you let the half kick.
But there's going to be so much pressure on him
Yeah.
during the match.
Well, anyone
You've
can
got
kick.
Crichton, you've
Yeah.
got Suoliti, you've got Lomax. They can all kick. Honestly, for me, Reece Robson, I think he's the key. Do you want to speak about highest scoring? Oh, you think Hines will be the highest scorer for the Blues?
I reckon that's where he will score. I think he would have to be the highest scorer if we're going to win.
Fair enough.
That's
Okay.
being optimistic.
I'm going Robson over 60 points. I think gets through a mountain of work in defence and takes a few runs himself where he'll look to
He's going to have to.
break out of a couple tackles.
Doesn't
It looks
have-
like he's going to play 80
Well,
minutes.
He doesn't have an option, really.
He doesn't have an option, yeah. I don't want to jinx anything, but if he goes for 80, we'll be in a good position.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see what happens there. But yeah, bit of a different episode. Obviously, we've got Queensland versus New South Wales on Wednesday. Check out your squads because honestly, that's a really cool game feature.
Yeah.
Our
100%.
combined squad, Josh, are you concerned about it? Do you have any?
No, not really. I think they've done well. Maybe Walsh on the
I'm
bench.
having a look at it.
Bring in Walsh on the bench, maybe.
We've got Walsh on the bench. Are you saying maybe swap him out?
Maybe too small. Bring in Burden.
Josh, bring out his inner dog in him. But let's speak about matchups this week. Obviously, fan questions. Given that we're a bit early on in terms of the time that we're recording, and we've got the massive matchup on Wednesday, we don't have any fan questions that have come through as of yet. So, would there be any questions that you would rather throw to the fans, or would there be anything matchup based that we know will be on the back of people's minds that we should cover?
Great question.
Because off the top of my head, I'd be thinking, what fullbacks do we play? Because
I was thinking about
Drinkwater tore up. Like, you look at the matchups, three teams got to bye this week. So
you've got two fullbacks to play this week.
Yep.
I'd say one has to be Latrell Mitchell
Tromit,
against
yep.
some Titans.
100%.
And you probably your mate.
No, my mate Teddy's got the bye.
Nah, your mate, Scotty.
Scott Drinkwater at home to the Wires.
Off the back of a performance.
Yeah.
100-point performance. Can you just pull off a 70-point performance? Most likely. Warriors not looking the best. A lot of injuries.
Yeah.
The edges are not experienced. See a lot of dry assist from Scotty Drinkwater.
For me, Penrith play on the Sunday.
Yep.
If Edwards plays, I reckon he tears up. But if he doesn't, I'll definitely go with Tromit.
You wouldn't think Edwards plays this week.
You don't think?
You'd hope not. It'll look a bit sus.
Yeah.
But
If he doesn't play, but
I'd say,
Falongo from Melbourne Storm. Like, they're going to tear up. Newcastle Knights are going to concede 50 points to Melbourne.
yeah, for sure. Another one. So there's 4 options there.
Yeah, got a couple decent options there. But I want to ask a question to the listeners. Now, I wonder how many people listen on Spotify compared to YouTube. So I don't know if you can see this or hear this, but however you take this question,
Go for it.
I want to answer it across any platform. Let us know in any way, shape, or form. What is your dream spine? Like, if all base cards, all bronze cards, don't worry about multipliers or anything. Your dream spine so far, if you could completely wipe out your squad and pick 4 players that you're like, these are my staples. Don't worry about the matchups. I need these 4 every single week in my squad. I want to have the option to have them there. Who are your 4 this season and why? Josh, if you got anything in mind, feel free to answer it. But that is my question for the listeners at home.
If I had to answer it, which I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
Fullback, I'd go Edwards.
Yep, I 100% agree.
At 6, this is tough. You could go many ways. I'd probably go Dylan Brown. For a player who...
Brown and Hines in the halves?
I'd go Brown and Hughes.
Or Hughes?
Brown and Hughes.
Kiwi halves.
Like, 2 players dealing with their squads who have a lot of injuries in the spine.
And they're running around their squads too.
And they're playing this...
Because they got their partners who were out for so long.
Both running... And we know Hughes plays halfback, but he's naturally a ball runner.
Yeah.
And so for Brown to switch up his game for a few weeks, long time, 5 weeks, and Hughes as well, currently still doing it, I feel like if they had their spine with them, they'd be playing much better.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I do agree.
Hooker position.
Well, we saw Brown once Moses came back. He was just able to play his natural game and he managed to bag a try in the dying minutes.
That's right. Hooker position is hard to go past Harry Grant.
It's hard to go past Harry Grant, but you see exceptional performances here and there, some from Robson, some from Marshall King.
Yeah.
But is there anyone like Harry?
No. Not right now. Too smart.
He's just too clever out of dummy half.
wouldn't
Gets
say
through the
most-
hard work too.
Yeah, not the most athletic, but just
But he's still
knows-
somewhat crafty and he knows everything going on. You could tell that his mentor is the one and only Cameron Smith.
I don't
So-
mind that. I don't mind that one. Bit of pace, bit of footwork.
Edwards,
Ball
Brown,
playing.
Hughes, Grant. Who would you have at 13 if you put it at 13? Because we know the ball playing 13 counts in the modern day spine for some people.
How do you go past Carrigan? So tough. Carrigan's probably the best.
You reckon?
Well, right now, I'd say so.
Look, Terrell May's a prop. But could you imagine him at 13?
You can't compare him to Carrigan right now. Give him a bit of time.
Isaiah Yo's up there. I'd compare him
Yeah.
to Carrigan. I think he's consistent.
That's pretty nice.
But yeah, pretty nice to have. But enjoy your football, guys. Bit of a different one this week as we look at a few things around Queensland versus New South Wales. We've got a Tedesco card that we are giving away, so have a look on our Instagram for that.
Yep.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Get in all your questions for next week because we'll be pumping through the questions. And answer our question too. Who would your dream spine be so far based off everything we've experienced GDS-wise? So we hope you appreciate our takes on everything. We're loving all the support that we've been receiving, so keep it up. And Josh, any closing comments, or what was your score prediction actually? Did you give one for Wednesday?
No, I'm just going to go 13-12 New South Wales.
13-12. Who kicks the field goal?
Nicholas Hines.
Big bad Nico, mate. Hopefully it does the trick.
Go the Blues.
Go the Blues. And what's the score again?
8-5.
A5, not A6?
Oh, sorry, A6.
A6.
No, A5.
We'll count it up. But I'm definitely in the lead, but I've got to take and milk it for all it's worth at this point. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your footy, and good luck.
Yeah, good luck. It's going to be a tough one.
Good luck, everyone.
See ya.
Sorry, Tom. April